Hi, this is Chef Jeff, and I'm going to show you 3 ways to cut celery today, because celery is a staple in most every kitchen when you're cooking lots of great food. And so I'm going to show you 3 ways to cut celery right now. Here we go. So the first thing is this end right here, just shave it off. Now I know a lot of people, they cut like a whole bunch off, but that's a complete waste. So instead, just shave a little piece off. That's the only waste you should have on a piece of celery. Set that right there, just as a reminder to you as you're starting to cut and chop and do things. Next is the cutting area of your knife is only that big. So that means you really can't cut this whole thing. So cut it into a couple different pieces so that the length fits you better. So the first way we're gonna cut it is we're gonna make a julienne strip. So a julienne is just a 2.5 to 3 inch long strip of food. And that's what we're gonna do with the celery today. So I'm gonna take my knife and we're gonna come in here, we're gonna cut julienne strips. Right. So that technically is a julienne strip. So we can set those right over here. Right. The next is we're gonna dice this actually. We're gonna dice it. So we're gonna cut it into julienne strips first. Julienne strips, so now I've got some nice julienne strips. Those are better than the first ones. And then you're gonna take them and you're gonna turn them 90 degrees, line them up, and then we're gonna cut them into a nice dice. All right, you'll see this process over and over and over as you're doing a lot of cutting, is this process to get something diced. This is the most efficient way to get a nice dice for all the cooking you're doing at home. So there's that. Now the third way is what we call a bias cut, right? A bias cut is where you're cutting it at an angle. So a lot of times, if your food is perpendicular to the knife, just like that, we're gonna take the food and we're gonna turn it as far as we can go so that we can cut at an angle. And this is a fun way to get a little bit of a different shape to your celery and give you a little bit of length too. So we have some bias cut celery, which looks a lot like julienne, but you can get there a whole lot faster and gives you just a little bit of a different look, especially if you're doing a stir fry or something like that. So 3 quick ways to cut celery. We have julienne, dice, and on the bias. Try them at home and let me know how you're doing.